Season 3, do you know what I mean? Season 3, do you know what I mean? Let me hear it. Season 3, do you know what I mean? Anime Legend Season 3, Afro X hit it for all you legendary folks. Listen up, it's a brand new season and we about to erupt. You ain't ready for what's coming, it's about to get tough. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans and I'm more than enough. Welcome back, legends, all the haters be capping. I'm not gonna let you lay a single hand on my captain. Anime fan, got my plan in the can as I summon my stand and the camera pan to my face in this place as I stare into space. I'm a legend at base and I never show grace in my flow, toe to toe. It's that dude from Naruto, about to blow. Here we go, season 3, start the show! Hello, everybody, and sorry for this bit of a lag. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 6th episode of the 3rd season of Anime Legends. So, if the first season was 50, the second season was 20, and we've done 6, that means this is the 76th episode of Anime Legends. Super cool that we have gotten that far. So, here's the plan. Today we're going to be talking about anime for kids. These are all the animes that you should be showing to your little tykes out there. I know Victor and Trix and also me, we don't have kids, but for all the people who are watching this in like the replay and stuff like that, if you have kids, these would definitely be good animes to show them. But first, we have a couple of things to go over. The first one is going to be the regular question that we ask every week, which is... what anime / manga did you watch / read this week? As for me, the anime and manga that I watched and read this week was I watched the 2 newest episodes of One Piece. I read the newest chapter of One Piece, and then I started watching this anime that I'm actually going to talk about today called The Haunted House, which is really interesting. But we will get to that later. Let's check out the chat. We have Victor Glenn in here, one of our patrons. Thank you so much. And he says, epic intro beat. Thank you, Victor. We got Trix the Anime Hater up in here. It says, sup everyone. Trix says it's nice to hear on how many episodes. On how many episodes of what? Only One Piece, everything else is on break. And fun fact, on the amount of episodes, yeah. Fun fact, it's officially been 1 year since Gear 5th. Oh, man. That feels crazy to hear about. That means I've been reviewing manga chapters for over a year now. That is crazy. So let's see. Gear 5 debuted in One Piece chapter 1045, which I'll never forget. It is by far my favorite One Piece chapter time, 1045. Um, so that was 1045, and in a year we've gotten to chapter 1079. So yeah, we have gone up by 35 chapters in a year. And this year, Oda did take more breaks than usual, just because we had like the Olive Shonen Jump break. But yeah, so we've gotten through 35 chapters in 52 weeks. Still, that is absolutely crazy. I mean, it, you think about it, that means he only took off, let's see, he only took off about 17 weeks in a year. Like, imagine if you only got like 17 days off of work in a year. That's absolutely nuts. But yeah, good on Oda for doing that. All right. So Tricks, so yeah, you said everything else is on break. Nice. So Victor, if you have a moment, let us know what you've been watching, even if it's not anime or manga. Just interested to find out. In the meantime, uh oh, also forgot to mention I watched the final episode of season 6 of My Hero Academia, which I believe it's episode, I want to say 136. Yeah. 136 or 138, somewhere around there. But so pretty much in the final episode, I really enjoyed it because what they did was they took they got to the end of the vigilante arc and everything was dark, everything was serious, and in the final episode they started off with, so in the penultimate episode, in the episode before it, the last shot we see is Hero Killer Stain, who has now been released from Tartarus, going after All Might again, but now we know that All Might is, for lack of a better term, weak physically. So was really scared about that. So in the latest episode, I like that we got to switch back to seeing Deku and Class 1A just joking around and stuff, and like Class 1A like love him so much. Like they actually like bathed him when he got back, which I thought that was pretty cool. What was nice is so at one point we see All Might, and he is going to the All Might statue, which of course all the hero hating groups have put a sign on there that says I am not here. And so while he's there, he's kind of like doubting himself, and he's like, I couldn't really do anything for young Midoriya. And then Stain comes along, and he's like, yeah, like shut up, like you're not All Might, because All Might would never say stuff like that. And we all know how obsessed with All Might Stain was. Like, back when he was getting arrested, he literally put he literally put an aura of terror on all of the heroes and said, the only one who can defeat me is All Might. But now that All Might proper is kind of gone, Stain is kind of in a big predicament. But so he comes by, and it's weird because he's a villain, but he is a villain that, like, Stain isn't evil. Stain I'd call Stain at this point an anti-hero, because he does good or he does bad for his own reasons, and he doesn't just do bad because he's evil. He does it because he wants to see the world reform to what he thinks is the best way. He just happens to do it violently. So, anyways, gives All Might kind of talk, and he says, "Look at that." Like this woman who every day comes from a shelter to clean up the All Might statue, and so Toshinori's like, "Who is that?" And Stain says, "That is the last person that All Might saved, and it was the woman who was trapped under cars when All for One attacked." So it is the last person that All Might saved, and she comes every day to clean up the statue from the hero-hating groups, and that's absolutely amazing. So inspiring. So Stain then gives him a list of like, or gives him information on like stuff to get closer to All for One and Shigaraki, which is surprising. But then as he leaves, he's like, "Yeah, I'll help you out." But then once you like get your backbone back, once you realize that you're still a hero, then come and get me, because I'm Hero Killer Stain, who has killed 40 heroes. Which I think it's cool that Stain can just be like, "Yo, man." Stain is the quintessential, like, I'm a villain so obsessed with the bad guy. He is the Joker to All Might's Batman. Because the Joker's also had moments where Batman is just like, "I don't want to do it anymore," and the Joker's been like, "No, you have to be hero so that I can be the villain, and I can stand up to you." Like, it's those moments where the villain actually super respects the hero, which I think is cool. So then pretty much we go into we go back to class 1A, and Deku's kind of resting and stuff, and it's weird to say it, but Yaoyorozu, like, totally embracing the trad wife trend. Like, she just sitting there in a white dress with like her hair straight back, and I'm like, yes, I would like to consider that. And then I sit back and consider that, and I realize that Yaoyorozu is a high schooler, and I realize that I can't consider that. But yeah, definitely embracing the trad wife trend. But yeah, so pretty much they all were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna go fight All for One together." And so then at the end of the episode, to kind of gear up for episode 7, so the whole world at this point knows about like Japan being in a lawless state, and pretty much every nation excuse me, pretty much every nation from around the world is being like, "Hey, do we need to send in our heroes for this? Because it seems like you guys can't handle it." So everyone's trying to decide whether to send their heroes, and then America's like, "Yeah, our hero already left, because like she's already like super pumped to help." And so we see like pretty much the female equivalent of All Might riding on top of a jet that is just flying through the sky, and this lady hero is called Star and Stripe, and she is the #1 hero in America. And yeah, she pretty much looks like a female version of All Might, which I think is cool. Oh, And while All Might was talking to Stain, he did happen to transform for just a second back into his big All Might form. So his big All Might form is not completely gone, which I thought was cool. He just can only be in it for about a second now. But it was still nice, and it was still a little fan service to the All Might fans like myself, that we got to see his hero form again, which I thought was cool. So yeah, that's a little review of My Hero Academia. So looking at the chat, so Trick says, just wait for a time skip of her. Oh, of Yaoyorozu? Yeah. No, definitely will wait for a time skip. And if only Stain was used more, I agree. Stain is a really, really good character. Sorry, my computer just came unplugged. Anyways, so right now I'm going to talk about the sponsors really quick. So just a quick run through of the sponsors. We do have a Patreon. You can check that out at www.patreon.com/AfroX. You'll find a page that says AfroX is creating anime-based content, and indeed I am. There are different tiers for you to donate at. You can donate at $5, $10, $30, $50, and $100 a month. You'll see the different awards there. I'm not going to go through them because I tend to go through them every time. But yes, you will find that there. Definitely, if you like this content, make sure to donate, put in some stuff for the channel, even if it's $5 a month. I don't even mind. Keeps my lights on. But there's that. As for yes, and we also have an AfroX t-shirt. You can find that at www.teespring.com/store/Afro-X-2. There's a link in the description of all of my edited videos. And there you'll find the AfroX official t-shirt. It has the AfroX logo on the front and the slogan on the back, which is you can get that for $30 US, and if you purchase that, then a third of it goes back to the channel. So yeah, you pay $30, channel gets $10. That's a great way to support the channel as well. All right. So as for social media, we have the AfroX Facebook page. We have the official AfroX fan club. That is a group on Facebook, and if you join that, you'll be added to a chat group where you'll be able to find out if there's any changes to the schedule. By the way, big change to the schedule. This week, there will be no edited video because I took a break after doing the Insanity Cypher. But next week, we'll be back on track again. Who is it? We also have a Twitter, even though Twitter is dying. That's at the real AfroX. We have an Instagram, which is at the legendary Afro_X. I believe that's what it is. We have a TikTok, which is AfroX_YT. That's getting really popular. We got almost 300 followers on there, so make sure to check that out. One thing that I've been doing that's gotten really popular is a sister channel to this, my channel, Yokai Gillespie. Been doing music stuff on there. That's getting really hyped. But yeah, there's literally like a whole of connections to social media and stuff that you can check out. Oh, and we have the AfroX AMA Discord server. And on every Thursday night, we are doing an anime viewing party. Right now, we are trying to get through Fire Force, and it's super exciting. We just got done with the 12th episode, starting the 13th episode this Thursday evening. That's at 6:30 Central Time. All right, so into the meat and potatoes of today's topic, animes for children. So in anime, so a long time ago, back like in the 90s and stuff, when I was growing up, and especially in like the mid 2000s when I was in high school. Well, that would have been, that when I was in high school was the late 2010s. No, when I was in high school was the late 2000s. Yeah, because I was in high school from 07 to 11. Anyways, it doesn't matter. About that time, anime was kind of looked on in two different perspectives. Either anime was for nerds, or it was like super inappropriate and like not for kids. People thought it was like adult cartoons. And gradually over time, that has shifted and stuff. And so I kind of put anime into three different categories. There is obviously the totally for adult animes and stuff like that. Like I'd say probably like Blood Sea, Elfenlied, that stuff is all of the animes that I'd say are definitely for adults. Has a lot of blood, has a lot of gore. Higurashi When They Cry would also be in there. Then there are what I call the shonen animes, which are like My Hero Academia, One Piece, Naruto, stuff like that, which are all in like about the middle category, that are anywhere from like teen boys to like, well, I guess anyone can watch shonen anime, but yeah, that's kind of shonen. What we're talking about today is the third category, which is the animes that are specifically for babies and toddlers. Pretty much anyone who is from birth to I'd say probably about 10 years old is what the target demographic is for this. So that's what we're talking about, is anime for really, really little kids. Like we're talking like the type of kids who watch Looney Tune Babies, Muppet Babies, anything with babies in it. The Expendables babies. I'd love to see Sylvester Stallone as a baby. I want it. When. Anyways, so the first one I'm going to touch on is Yokai Watch. I watched it, and I will say these are animes for kids, but don't discount them because they are still very entertaining to watch, especially if you just kind of want to zone out. So Yokai Watch is really, really good. I watched all of it myself. And it's interesting because Yokai Watch is pretty much about like all these little kid shows kind of have what I call a Pokemon theme, which is the idea that there are creepy, weird monsters in the world, and you can collect them, and when you collect them, then they will then fight for you after that. So, yeah, Yokai Watch is pretty much about like this brother sister boy girl duo who encounter and capture weird odd spirits called yokai. And yokai in Japanese literally translates to to like anything weird, any weird creature that is in like mythology or what is it, superstition, lore, stuff like that in Japan would be called a yokai. So that's pretty much the thing. They run into these spirits. Something happens with them, like a battle, or usually these spirits are causing trouble to humans in some way, and they have to get them to stop. Um, and they pretty much can collect the different spirits and summon them by using the Yokai Watch, which is a device on their wrist. Pretty simplistic stuff. We have another one that is one that I started watching called The Haunted House, which pretty much runs on the same premise. Brother sister team they have to stop ghosts, specifically ghosts this time, and they live in an apartment building that is just filled with ghosts. And they have a friend that goes along with them, which is a little green goblin named Shinbi, who is the character that is on the thumbnail of this video. So pretty much, Shinbi is a goblin that gives them what is called a ghost ball, which is pretty much a watch where you can put ghost orbs, or the spirits of ghosts that have peacefully passed on. You can put in the watch. It'll summon these ghosts and stuff to fight on your behalf. Shinbi also has some magical powers, which are always summoned by hitting a ball of energy with a bat that has like a stoplight on it for some reason. Who knows why? But anyways, so the haunted house may sound kind of dumb, but what I will say, the merit that I will give it is that all of the ghosts in this series are drawn extremely scary and are drawn extremely accurate to their Japanese mythology counterparts. There is a ghost called Ethra, I believe it is, and she tricks one of the main characters into like almost falling down a well, almost falling off a cliff, stuff like that. So it's definitely a show for kids, but there are still some perilous situations and some like actually scary ghosts, which I appreciated. That they didn't just like try to dumb down what was actually going on in here. Like, these kids are actually fighting legitimate ghosts, which I think is cool. But Ethra, anyways, the one of the ghosts that they were fighting, with the connection to the well and stuff, and also the fact that she was dressed in a white dress with black hair down over her face, she's definitely based on the Onryos from Japanese mythology, which is actually a subject that I should bring up another day, because ghosts of Japanese mythology I've been super interested in them lately, and yeah, just super hooked on all of that stuff. But yeah, so Yokai Watch, what is it? The Haunted House, both really, really good animes for kids. Both, well, I think Yokai Watch actually isn't a brother-sister team. It's a boy and a girl that are friends. Anyways, both of them have the dynamic of like two kids and a friendly spirit team up to defeat weird things and ghosts and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're interested or you think your kids would be interested in that, that's definitely a thing to check out. I believe Yokai Watch is still on Netflix. I'm not sure. I definitely know that the Haunted House is on Netflix. If you're looking for the Japanese version of the Haunted House, the full title is The Haunted House: The Secret of the Ghost Ball. So if you're looking for that, that's what it is. Anyways, moving on, another great anime for kids is Hamtaro. And Hamtaro is the story of a hamster that is owned by a girl named Laura. And the anime is pretty much all about Hamtaro and like their family of hamsters that and like the little adventures that they go on. And it's super, super cute. And I watched it when I was a kid, and it's great. And yeah, it's literally just the cutest thing ever. It's just the like small little adventures of a group of hamsters, um, which I think is absolutely great. Uh, well, as kind of an add-on to this, some of the animes I watched when I was a kid, and some of these might be considered technically shonen, stuff like that, but definitely Pokemon. I think Pokemon is a good anime for kids. Digimon. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, and that's kind of on the edge. But for maybe like an older kid, like 8 to 10, Yu-Gi-Oh would probably be okay. Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was really fun, even though that is like a group of girls. I would still consider Sailor Moon to be a shonen anime, just because it's got that kind of vibe to it. But I mean, that's what I watched and stuff. Uh, but yeah, Sailor Moon, Hamtaro, Digimon, Yokai Watch, and The Haunted House. I would say those 6 or 7 animes are what I would put into a category of shows that would be to show to your kids. I'd also say original Naruto, like actual Naruto, not Naruto Shippuden. But actual Naruto would actually be a great anime to transition from your kids watching small kids animes to watching like more shonen mid-teen animes and stuff like that. But yeah, so those would all be really good stuff to show your kids. Um, let's check out the chat. Um, Trixie, you forgot the best one. Ghost Stories. Yes. Ghost Stories. That actually brings back some memories because Greg Ayres plays in Ghost Stories, and I actually got to meet Greg Ayres once. Or I was technically in the same room with him. But anyways, uh, Ghost Stories is yeah, that's another anime about ghosts. I don't or I say that could technically be for small kids because I don't think there's anything too bad in there. They do have actually scary ghosts, which I think is nice. But the thing is that in Ghost Stories, when they did the English dub of it, they pretty much went to the voice actors and were like, "Yo, this doesn't matter. Just literally joke around and do whatever you want." So when you're watching Ghost Stories, you will like the actual Ghost Stories is Ghost Stories abridged because the voice actors are literally cracking jokes through the whole thing, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But thank you for mentioning Ghost Stories. Uh, Hamtaro for Life, Little Hamster Big Adventures. Yes, Hamtaro was so good, very near and dear to my heart. Um, I remember when anime had those viewpoints. Yeah, like you're talking about like the idea of like collecting creatures and using them to fight other creatures and stuff. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, that's a good point there. Um. But yeah, that's all I really had to talk about today. Um. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of leave the chat open for a little bit. If you want to ask me any questions, that would be great, and I will answer them. In the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can find a trailer for the haunted house, just so I can show you guys a little of what I'm talking about. Why do you have to be so galldarn finicky? And okay, so I found the intro theme song for that break there. Let's look at the chat here for just a second. So Trix, is everything going well for you? Yeah, things are going pretty well. As I said, I did take a break from doing an edited video this week just because last week I had just gotten off of doing nearly 30 hours for putting together the Insanity Cipher. And, still someone had to complain, but at least it was only about the thumbnail, which I don't really care because if I put 30 hours in, nobody gets to complain. But yeah. Besides that, I am trying to move soon. So whenever that happens, I will be taking a break from pretty much all of YouTube for a little bit. But you will know when that's coming up. But yeah, no, besides that, things have been good. I kind of started talking to an old friend again. That was nice. But yeah, things are good. I will say that or on my not my main channel, on my personal channel, Yokai Gillespie, I started doing covers of songs, and though it's gotten really popular, but it's also kind of hurt because it's made me realize that like I don't know the right kind of people to really set this channel off. Like people who really care about anime. I mean, obviously there's Utrix and there's Victor and stuff like that, and I love that and it's great. It's just I wish it's like a concentrated group of people that I could show my stuff to, and they'd all immediately go, yes, we need to watch this. We need more of this. Give us more. And I'm hoping that I will be able to find that when I move to Minneapolis, which hopefully be soon. But yeah. Also, that line from your season opening. It's that guy from Naruto. Makes me laugh. Yeah. I, I, I really obscure character take way too much work. Um, so that guy is actually Ebisu, which I think is really funny. And Ebisu is kind of a secondary teacher to Might Guy that not a lot of people know about. But yeah. Anyways, I do have the clip up of this is the intro theme to a haunted house, which it actually has a super rockin' theme. But I'm gonna show it to you really quick before we're done here. Just so you can get an idea. Come on. You were just playing a minute ago when I didn't want you to. Yeah, this intro is seriously a bop. So this is actually a Korean anime. So like the characters have names like Haru and Yuri and stuff like that. Official Japanese names. Oh darn. Well, I mean, with all the loading and such, but yeah, that's the intro to Haunted House, which definitely the theme song is a really good bop. And yeah, as you can see, even in the theme song, like the ghosts that are shown in here are very accurately drawn and very scary looking. Um, uh, Trick says, "Didn't expect the intro to sound like that." Yeah, no, it really goes hard for a kid show. Um, I understand what you're saying for the other channel. Hope it's successful. Thank you. And I mean, I do want it to be successful. I want the videos to be successful, but I also want people to. Oh, I just dropped my glasses in the garbage. That's bad. Anyways, I want them to be successful, but I also want what is it? I also want that success to carry over to this channel. I want people to see that and then me be like, hey, check out my main channel, and then they actually check out my main channel. And I will say we have been getting a little bump in subscribers recently. We're currently at 335, one subscriber for every day of the year, which is a really, really cool milestone. But yeah, I just want like people to see that and then to come over to here, which I hope is what eventually will happen. But yeah, so that is all for today. That is anime for kids, intro to the haunted house. Definitely recommend anybody watch it because, like, yeah, it's a kids anime, but honestly, it's still very, very entertaining. Um, honestly, the most annoying part, if there is an annoying part of it, is that when they summon like ghosts and stuff, they have to do like a whole Sailor Moon-esque transformation, and that can get kind of long. But the writers are really good, and they know you just want to like get back to the action and stuff like that. But that stuff just has to be for kids, and I know those scenes are specifically to like sell toys and stuff like that. But yeah, The Haunted House, and other kids' animes. That's all for today. Keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay legendary. See you later, YouTube. Oh, bye-bye.